Hey there, Chapalepas! It's Jesse from Grawlix Podcast. That's grawlixpodcast.com. And it is a very special Black Friday edition of Igniferous Tales. What are we talking about today? Well, for Black Friday, I thought let's do something where there's like black metal makeup, corpse face type makeup. And the closest thing that I came up with is the most eye-opening comic that I've probably read in a while, and not in a good way. Not in a good way, okay? Like there's lots of comics out there that have social messages attached to them, and you learn a little something about yourself along the way. Well, I learned a little bit of something about the era when I was reading comics, when I picked up this Igniferous Pole from a dollar bin, and I got this one in Wichita. So this is one of those I was kind of teasing in earlier episodes, and it's you wouldn't think Black Friday from Captain America, but take a look at that. Modom. We got like some serious like corpse face paint going on Modom. What's Modom? Wait a minute. Is that a female Modoc? Oh, good Lord. Oh, holy moly. But this story is the first part of what's called the Superia Stratagem. So I thought, okay, it's a part one. I'll give it a shot, right? And it's Captain America. And I liked Captain America, and I was probably buying Captain America right around this time. I mean, Cap Wolf is either before or after this, I'm sure. And so it starts out with Cap is looking for Diamondback. Actually, he's looking for a series of people, but Diamondback in particular. And her place has been like just decimated, like something's been dropped on it, and you can kind of guess that it's probably Modom. I don't have the issue leading up to this, but I'm assuming that's what happened. Well, he finds some device there, and he goes to the Avengers and whatnot. He's trying to track him down. The first thing that I found interesting is apparently they had like ID cards that they could talk to. I mean, I guess this is pre-smartphone, so I mean, and you have like one of those buyers savers cards, like when you go to like a grocery store, and they're like, hey, if you spend so much money, you'll get so much money towards gas, right? You'll save 5 cents off your gas at the pump. Well, I guess the Avengers were cutting edge, and they had cards that they could literally talk to. Like, I'm going to talk to this card. Can you imagine if your library card could talk to you? That's some creepiness. All right. Anyways, so he calls up Paladin. I hadn't thought about Paladin in like forever. But okay, so backstory, Paladin is like a hitman. He's like a mercenary. He does jobs basically for money, whatnot. So he's not particularly the type of guy that Captain America is going to hang out with on the regular, right? And when he shows up, he's like the biggest dude bro. He's like the epitome of dude bro, and he's like asking him like, well, first of all, he's calling him names like Capster and Capula and whatnot. Just like, he's like Rob Snyder from that SNL skit, like Ramalama Ding Dong, making copies. Yeah, that's Paladin, man. And so like when Cap is like, hey, where are these guys? He's like, what? Or when's the last? Have you seen them? And he's like, clothed or not clothed? Like what? What? Who responds like that? So I guess Paladin and Cap have like sort of a team up. And it just gets more and more bizarre. Like when you finally figure out the characters that have been kidnapped by Modom, they're kind of kidnapped / invited to go on a cruise. This is where it took the really weird eye-opening turn for me, because like the way that female characters are presented in this book is just ridiculous. Like this is clearly a trap. But they've been invited on this cruise, and they've got like $100,000 of just fun money for when they're on this cruise, a superpower cruise thing. And they've got like, what's her name? Anaconda is like, she's the only one that's smart enough to be like, no way, I'm not coming with you, punch you in the face. And, and later on, they go all like Lindsay Lohan Mean Girls on her, because like they're like, okay, we're going on this cruise. Here we are, we're on this cruise, and everybody's in a bathing suit, except for us. We feel really overdressed. Come to find out that when they checked into the room on the cruise, they had like a whole wardrobe, like a whole closet full of clothes in their size. And they're like, oh, well that makes sense. There's probably just hallways of size 8s, and size 9s, and size 10s. And then they totally go on to make fun of Anaconda, their friend. And they're like, oh my god, can you imagine if they had her size and what she'd look like in a bikini? I thought, what? I don't recognize this world, and I grew up in it. I don't understand this. Anyways, the rest of this is just like Cap going from place to place, being totally unsuccessful. It's like the most boring Cap adventure for the most part, until he starts to slowly kind of get close, and then the Modom like attacks, and I forgot Jameson's just like a lackey for the Avengers. So like, oh, Jameson is just gonna be my pilot, you know. So yeah, I mean, wow, wowie wow, and that's how this ends. It just ends with him not even really getting close to what he was looking for. DC injection. Who did we get? Aquaman, and that's fun because Justice League just came out, and I don't have a whole lot to say about Aquaman. He's not a character that I really bought solo books for, but you know, Justice League just came out, and you know, they gave him a pretty superficial type of character treatment, but he was fun, and he's kind of what I expect from Aquaman. He's grumpy, but you know, like ultimately he'll do the right thing, kind of thing. So, yeah, that's all I got about Aquaman. I'm kind of excited because this is the first non-Green Lantern DC Ushi that I've gotten so far in these blind bags. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed your Black Friday. This has been Igniferous.